Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. And today I have a problem. I've fallen out of love with the book I'm currently writing. It's not a great situation, but I thought it would be a good time to talk through my plans to fall back in love with this book and get it written, and also the reasons why I think I'm suffering writer's block. Before that, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Your continual support means a lot, so thank you guys so much. First of all, let's address why have I fallen out of love with my book. There are many reasons that a writer can fall out of love with their book. You could be just bored of writing it. You could have realised you have a big plot problem and you're daunted by the task of fixing it. It can also be general life stimulus outside of the writing world causing the issues. First of all, what is causing my writer's block or for me to fall out of love with my book? And I think it was option 3 from the beginning of out of the writing world issues. And I don't mean problems, but things taking up my creative and mental space that isn't leaving enough room for the writing. All in all, I'm overwhelmed. I think I've become anxious, overwhelmed and exhausted. And here's why. This year, we bought our first home together and I started a new job at the exact same time. When we moved in, we started a leaky bathroom, so we have bathroom renovations going on, which obviously is a lot of creative time because when you make a decision for a bathroom, you better stick to it because it's not easy to change. We have general house renovations, like making the bookshelves, like prepping the garden for my family to visit with the dogs. As well as that, piano and guitar parts to record for Matt's EP, which will be coming out. I have my own EP to write. We have been engaged for a year, so we really should start planning our wedding. All of these things have mounted up to a lot of to-do lists, and I've noticed since all of these things have been going on that I have been reacting to it physically as well as now mentally. Let's go to the beginning. It all started when I became allergic to a deodorant I'd used for 2 years, and the pharmacist said it can be due to a major life event. I had just become engaged and started to think I needed to change my job. I then suffered with toothache, which apparently can also be caused by stress, which is fun. I got tinnitus, which can also apparently be caused by stress. And very recently, I got shingles. Yes, shingles. I didn't know they were shingles. I thought my kidney was going to explode, so like any good northerner, I just ignored that and sat in pain thinking, oh well, that'll stop. I then got the shingles rash, which I thought were bug bites, and I couldn't find antihistamine anywhere. So again, I just dealt with the stinging fiberglass spelk feeling that goes along with shingles and just ignored my problems, thinking it's just a bite and it'll go away, until we met a family member who'd recently recovered from shingles, and upon them describing it to me and then looking up about shingles, I had shingles. Luckily I hadn't gone out with it because it's apparently contagious, but I just suffered through that, as you do. Shingles, toothache, tinnitus and becoming allergic to deodorant. My body wasn't happy, and I think it's just from being overwhelmed. The mental fog and overwhelm has only just hit, and I think this is what's causing the writing issues. Things are calming down. The bathroom renovation is going to be done very soon, so that'll be gone. The to-do list is getting smaller. It will all be fine. But now that I've identified the problem, I've made steps of how we're then going to get back into writing, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys. Tip number 1 is find the problem, which we've just done with my problem. So if you are in a writing block situation, first thing you need to do is work out why you are in that block, because when you know why you're blocked, that can help you unblock. Number 2, cut self some slack. You're not always going to write thousands of words every weekend or every night after work. Sometimes you're going to have a dry spell, and that's okay. If you are super busy in your life, if something has changed, or whatever reason is causing your writer's block, give yourself a little break. That might be all you need to get that juicy writing flowing again. Number 3, make a plan of action, which is what we are now doing for myself. The plan of action needs to be to address what is causing your writer's block. So in my case, I need to work out what my stresses are, make a guide of how I'm going to limit those stresses, and also realize which stresses I'm not in control of and need to just let go to bring my anxiety and stress levels down so that I have more creative brain space for my writing. Number 4, health comes first. Don't forget, regardless of what is causing your writer's block, whether it is external stimulus like my own, or if it is just that you've fallen out of love with your book because you've got bored of it and you need to just diversify a bit, go read some books, you need to start writing some shorts elsewhere just to give yourself some mental space. Your health comes first. So if you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed and anxious about your writing, you need to stop and breathe. Don't neglect your body like I did with shingles, because it's not worth it and it just makes everything take longer to get better. Number 5, pressure. Remove the pressure on your writing. We all often have little goals with our writing. So whenever I write, want to sit and write for an hour, and generally I want to try to get to a minimum of 800 words. Remove that pressure. If you just sit down with your story open whilst you're reading and you write one sentence, that is progress. If you have it open all day and you write one word, that is progress. Don't pressure yourself. If you are having a writer's block, mental fog, for whatever reason, remove some of the pressure. And you never know, it might open you up to write a load of words in one go, just by telling yourself you're not pressured to write them. But remove the pressure just for a little while. Number 6, be thankful. Be thankful to yourself for that one word that you wrote, for that one sentence that you wrote. Be thankful, grateful, and reward yourself. If you are like me and your problem is possibly caused by external stimulus, then really thank yourself for each individual bit you get ticked off that to-do list. Like for me, I ordered that sink, I ordered the tap. That is great. Each day have one little thing you can tick off and it will slowly clear the mind. But you must thank yourself. Be grateful for what you have achieved, because each little thing is actually a big deal, even if you don't think it is. Number 7, what if? So far, we've worked through why we're having writer's block. We've worked out how to limit the problems of writer's block. We've worked out a little guide of how to lower the stress and take off the pressure from writing. Now we need to deal with the anxiety and doubt, which is probably built up in your head like it has in mine. What if our writing is awful? If, like me, to deal with this issue, I've taken a hiatus from writing because I need to calm down everything else. So I've made a plan of when I'm going to start writing again, basically when the bathroom renovation is done, and then I will sit and I will write. But it will be awful. I'm going to be rusty. It's not going to be to my highest writing spec. Let yourself realize this and ignore it. Every word is better than no words. The blank page will not be a book. A badly written page can still become a book. It doesn't need to be great. Just write it down. Remove the what if. You don't need to care what's going on to that page. Number 8, inspired. It's been a while since you've possibly written. It's been a little while since I've written. And I was falling out of love with my book, and until I realised how overwhelmed I was by the external stimulus, I thought it was that I was bored with my story. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the problem. I don't think I'm as in love with it as I was before. But a way to deal with this, and also to remove the doubt that maybe I'm having that my writing has become terrible because of being out of love with the story, reread the start of your book. Don't go in it being like you must edit it. We're not editing right now. But just reread what you wrote at the beginning. Reread until where you're up to if you really want to. It'll bring the story back to you, and it will also possibly show that your writing's not as bad as you thought it was. Number 9. Read and do things that inspire you. You've had writer's block, you've had mental fog. For whatever reason, you are not being as creative as you normally are. So, when you start, like your writing style, it's going to be a bit rusty. Those cogs are going to need a bit of oil. Do something that makes you inspired to be creative. Read the book you've wanted to read. Read a book that you know inspires you. If going outside helps you be creative, go for a walk. Finally, when the bathroom is done, have a long bath and sit with your thoughts. Do something that you know makes you feel creative. And finally, number 10, create time. Life is busy. And I've definitely let life get on top of me since the move. I have not stopped, and it's showing. I know I need to slow down. So my plan is, after this bathroom renovation, things are slowing. I am going to make sure I have at least one weekend not booked up every month. I'm going to make sure that I have creative time and days set aside where I'm refusing anything but letting myself be creative. This might just mean literally lying on the sofa and staring at the ceiling. I need space. Renovations need to slow down. We only have 2 things that we should really get done before Christmas this year for the house. Nothing else. Everything else is just, if we want to, we can start it, but we need to slow. So house renovation is going to slow. I'm going to definitely leave space for just personal alone time, and it's going to help. When you feel mentally prepared, work out your writing schedule. Make a new one that might fit around your life a bit better now. Maybe things have changed. Maybe you've taken up some classes. Maybe you've got a club that you go to. Maybe there's a TV program that you always watch on a certain night now, which would normally be your writing time. Change up your schedule. Make a new one based on what you now know your life is like, so that you have time for your writing. And that's it for this video. These are 10 tips for removing writer's block / my process to working on my own current writer's block. Thank you guys for joining me on my truthful video of what's going on in the Robin brain right now. Everyone struggles at times, no matter how creative you are, no matter how much you make your creative thing your life. Everyone is going to have a writer's block at some point. I'm currently in one, and I wanted to share with you guys my current situation and what I think mine's caused by. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you're having very similar problems to me right now. If you are, please comment down below and let me know. We can do this together. Maybe you have writer's block for entirely different reasons, but I hope this video has helped at least make a rough step-by-step guide of how you can work out what is causing yours and how to get out of it and get back to your writing. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to see as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Tumblr. I post my bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!